The accusation was breathtaking in its audacity. They were suing me, a 16-year-old, for theft of intellectual property and breach of fiduciary duty. The claim stated that the blockchain research and investment strategy I used to build my fortune were actually based on proprietary financial models developed by my uncle Vikram's real estate firm. They alleged that I must have secretly accessed his private company servers during our visits to his mansion, stolen his algorithmic trading forecasts, and used them to guide my crypto investments. They demanded the immediate return of all my assets, plus $10 million in damages. My father's face, which had finally found peace, was once again etched with worry. This is insane, Rohan. They have no proof. But that was the point. They didn't need proof to win immediately. They needed it to drag us through a legal hell, to drain my resources with lawyer fees, and to force a settlement where they would walk away with a large portion of my wealth. It was a classic bully tactic, weaponized by high-priced attorneys. I hired my own counsel, a fierce and brilliant young lawyer named Anya Sharma, who specialized in tech and financial law. She was as sharp as a razor and utterly unimpressed by my uncle's reputation. Anya said, "Rohan, this is a smear campaign disguised as a lawsuit. They are betting you will fold under pressure. We will not fold. We will countersue for malicious prosecution and defamation." The battle was fought on 3 fronts: the legal documents, the media, and the family court of public opinion. Front 1. The media. War My Uncle went public first. He gave an interview to a major business network, playing the part of the wounded patriarch. Uncle Vikram said, on TV, "It is a family tragedy. My brother, who I always supported, allowed his son to steal from me. The boy is a prodigy, yes, but a misguided one. We only want what is rightfully ours." The narrative was set: the poor, envious relatives who turned to theft. The comments online were brutal. I was called a thief, a spoiled brat, and a crypto scammer. Anya and I decided to fight fire with truth. We didn't give a tearful interview. Instead, I released a single powerful statement to the press, accompanied by a few key documents. My statement read, "At the age of 7, I decided to change my family's fate after being mocked for my modest clothes. The only thing I ever took from my uncle's house was the inspiration to never be like him." My investment strategy is attached, detailing the publicly available white papers and market data I used. I challenge Vikram Jain to produce a single line of code or a single financial model from his real estate company that predicts crypto volatility. I attached my 100-page research document, filled with my handwritten notes from age 14, links to online forums and timestamps of my trades. The contrast was stark. My uncle offered vague accusations. I offered a transparent, detailed blueprint of my genius. Front 2, the discovery process. This was where the real war was waged. My uncle's lawyers demanded access to all my financial records, my computers, and my hard drives. I complied fully under Anya's guidance. We had nothing to hide, then it was our turn. We subpoenaed my uncle's company servers, his financial records, and all documents related to the proprietary financial models he claimed I stole. This was his downfall. The discovery process revealed 2 catastrophic facts for his case. His real estate firm had no such algorithmic trading models. His IT chief was deposed and admitted under oath that their servers were solely for property management and accounting. My uncle's personal finances were a house of cards. He was massively in debt, and his business was on the verge of collapse. The lawsuit against me was a desperate, last-ditch attempt to secure a massive cash infusion. The courtroom showdown, the day of the preliminary hearing, arrived. The courtroom was packed. My uncle, my aunts, and my cousins sat on one side, their confidence visibly crumbling. My parents and I sat on the other, calm and prepared. My uncle's lawyer, a slick older man, began with grand pronouncements. "Your Honor, this is a clear case of a young man, however clever, exploiting his family's trust to enrich himself unlawfully." Then it was Anya's turn. She stood, a commanding presence despite her youth. Anya said, "Your Honor, the plaintiff's entire case is a fiction, a pernicious fraud designed to steal from a minor. We have proven through discovery that the stolen intellectual property does not exist. But the plaintiff's malice does not stop at fiction. It extends to defamation." She then presented our counter-evidence. She played the clip of my uncle's television interview. Anya said, This public statement, seen by millions, falsely labeled my client a thief. It has damaged his reputation and caused immense emotional distress. Then, she did what I had done at the wedding. She used a projector in the courtroom. Anya said, "But to understand the true character of the plaintiff, one must understand the history." The screen showed a timeline, starting with my first lemonade stand at age 10. Anya said, while Rohan was mowing lawns, the plaintiff was mocking his father's car. The screen showed a log of my crypto research, time-stamped and dated. Anya said, while Rohan was studying blockchain, the plaintiff's son was slapping his hand away from Swiss chocolates, telling him it cost more than his father made in a day. My uncle's lawyer shot up. "Objection, Your Honor. Relevance? This is emotional grandstanding." The judge, a stern woman with sharp eyes, peered over her glasses. The judge said, "Overruled. I am finding it very relevant to establishing motive and intent. Proceed, counselor." Anya saved the final blow for last. She had subpoenaed my uncle's phone records. She presented a text message exchange between him and his brother, my other uncle, from the day after the wedding. Uncle Vikram said, text message, "The little bastard has humiliated us. We can't let a child show us up. If we can't have his money, we'll destroy his name. File the lawsuit. We'll claim he stole my trading algorithms." The other uncle replied, "Do you have any?" Uncle Vikram's final text was, "It doesn't matter. The legal fees will crush his teacher father. They'll settle." A gasp went through the courtroom. The entire plot, laid bare in their own words. The judge did not merely dismiss my uncle's case. She eviscerated it from the bench. The judge said, "This is one of the most frivolous, malicious, and ethically bankrupt lawsuits I have ever presided over. It is a transparent attempt to weaponize the legal system for financial extortion. The case is dismissed with prejudice." Then, she turned to our counterclaim. The judge said, "On the claim of defamation and malicious prosecution, I find in favor of the defendant, Rohan Jain. I award him $5 million in damages to be paid by the plaintiff, Vikram Jain. Furthermore, I am referring Mr. Vikram Jain to the state bar for disciplinary action for pursuing a case in bad faith." My uncle collapsed in his chair, his face ashen. He had not only lost, he had been bankrupted by the judgment and publicly branded a liar by a judge. As we walked out of the courtroom, he stumbled toward my father. Uncle Vikram said, "Arjun, brother, please, this judgment will ruin me. My business." My father looked at him, not with anger, but with a profound, final pity. My dad said, "You tried to ruin my son. You tried to take the one thing he built with his own mind and his own two hands. You are no brother of mine." We walked away forever. The legal battle was over. We had won, not just in the eyes of the law, but in the eyes of the world. The media that had once questioned me now hailed me as the teenage titan who toppled his tormentors. I learned that wealth isn't just about money. It's about the strength to protect those you love, the wisdom to see through deception, and the courage to fight for the truth, no matter how powerful the enemy seems. No matter how powerful the enemy seems. My rich relatives mocked our poverty at family dinners. So I became a crypto millionaire to humiliate them at their own wedding. My name is Rohan, and from my earliest memories, I understood the sharp sting of shame. My father, the youngest of 5 brothers, was the only one who hadn't made it. While his siblings built empires in real estate and manufacturing, my dad, a kind-hearted schoolteacher, lived in a modest apartment and drove a decade-old car. His family saw his humility as failure, and they made sure we never forgot it. The worst was the annual family dinner at my eldest uncle's mansion. I was 7 years old, dressed in my best, which was a clean but faded shirt from a discount store. The moment we walked in, the sneers began. My uncle Vikram said, "Ah, Arjun. Still driving that rusted tin can? I'm surprised it made it up the hill to my house." My Aunt Priya looked my mother up and down and said, "That's a lovely sorry, Mira. It's so brave to wear traditional patterns these days." Her tone made it clear she thought it was cheap and outdated. Their children, my cousins, would snicker at my off-brand sneakers, but the moment that branded my soul happened when I reached for a piece of chocolate from the lavish dessert table. My cousin Raj, who was 10, slapped my hand away. Raj said, "Don't touch that. It's imported from Switzerland. It probably costs more than your father makes in a day." The adults laughed. Not a loud, boisterous laugh, but a quiet, condescending chuckle that was far more cruel. I looked at my father's face. He tried to smile, to play it off, but I saw the humiliation in his eyes. I saw my mother blink back tears. In that moment, a fire ignited inside my 7-year-old heart. I made a silent vow. I would change my father's fate. I started working the moment I was old enough to push a lawnmower. At 10, I had a lemonade stand. At 12, I was mowing every lawn in our neighborhood. I walked dogs, washed cars, and did anything I could to earn $1. While my cousins were getting luxury cars for their birthdays, I was building a savings account with sweat and grit. When I was 14, I discovered the world of blockchain and cryptocurrency. It was complex, but it fascinated me. It felt like a new democratic world where your name and family background didn't matter, only your understanding of the technology. I spent every free moment for 7 months researching, reading white papers, and analyzing market trends. It was my secret obsession. By 15, I had saved $2,500 from all my odd jobs. It was everything I had in the world. With a trembling hand and a heart full of conviction, I invested every last cent into a handful of promising, low-cost cryptocurrencies my research had pinpointed. I didn't tell my dad. He had enough to worry about. For months, nothing happened. Then it began to climb. Slowly at first, then in a dizzying vertical spike. I watched in stunned silence as my $2,500 became $25,000, then $250,000. By my 16th birthday, my portfolio was worth over $3 million. I was a millionaire and no one knew. Then the invitation came. It was for my cousin Raj's wedding, the same cousin who had slapped my hand away from the chocolates. We all knew why we were invited, to serve as the evening's punching bags, the poor relatives to be pitied and mocked. I knew it was time. I sat my dad down in our small living room. I said, "Dad, we're not going to that wedding as the poor relatives." My dad sighed. "I know, Beta, but we will go with our dignity. That is our wealth." I said, "We're going with more than that." I showed him my crypto portfolio on my laptop. The number on the screen was so large it took him a full minute to process it. My dad said, "Rohan, what is this? Is this a game?" I said, "No, Dad, this is our new life. We are going to that wedding, and we are going to be the richest people in the room." The day of the wedding, we did not arrive in a taxi. We arrived in a brand new, custom-finished luxury sedan that cost more than the entire wedding venue. I was in a tailored suit that made my cousin's rented tuxedos look cheap. My father wore a watch I had bought him that was worth more than my uncle's car. My mother wore a genuine antique silk sari and real jewels. The silence when we walked in was deafening. The condescending smiles froze on their faces. My Uncle Vikram's jaw was practically on the floor. Uncle Vikram stammered, "Arjun, what is this? Whose car is that?" My father, standing tall for the first time in his life, looked his brother in the eye. My dad said, "It's my son's. It seems he has a better head for business than any of us." We didn't mock them. We didn't need to. Our presence, our quiet confidence, and the undeniable symbol of that car were a condemnation more powerful than any words. The relatives who had spent a lifetime shaming us could only look on in stunned, ashamed silence. They had built their wealth over decades. A 16-year-old boy had surpassed them in a year. We stayed for exactly 1 hour. We offered our polite congratulations to the groom, handed him a generous gift that made his eyes bulge, and then we left. As we drove away, I looked at my father. He had a small, peaceful smile on his face. The burden of a lifetime of humiliation had finally been lifted. We never spoke to them again. Their jealousy and their sudden, desperate attempts to get investment advice from me were pathetic. I had learned that the best revenge isn't cruelty. It's a success so profound it renders your enemies irrelevant, but their humiliation festered. A year later, they launched a coordinated attack, spreading rumors that my wealth was illegal and trying to sabotage my growing investment firm. The legal and public relations battle that followed tested everything I had built. If you want to see how I fought back against my own family's smear campaign and protected my father's hard-won peace, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tap the notification bell, because the war for our reputation was even more dramatic than the wedding.